Hey, so here are the top 10 questions from student physical therapists about physical therapy and business. My name is Dr. Aaron LeBauer, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer the top 10 questions that some of my friends, Gabby, Mace, and Falbo, have from their GRADitude Podcast. So shout out to them. And I'm going to go through those, but before we get into the questions and everything, make sure that you hit subscribe, click the notification bell, or comment with any questions, concerns, or takeaways in the comments below. And look out for more amazing videos on growing your business and accelerating your career beyond the norm on this channel. So here we go. What is the book or books you've given most as a gift, and why? 1 to 3 books that have greatly influenced your life. The number one book that's greatly influenced me in business is Guerrilla Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson. It's really difficult for me to read books. I've got ADD and it's hard to sit down and do it. But I knew when I started business, I had to learn business, and I got this book, probably at a bookstore in San Francisco, and it really helped me market my business. So Guerrilla Marketing from J. Conrad Levinson. Very first book. Another marketing book is called .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. That's probably the one I've given as a gift or recommended the most. So if you want a free copy of that one, go to LeBauerConsulting.com/.com Secrets. Or maybe you can click the link below this. And then there's a book that, nonfiction book that greatly influenced my life. There's a lot of different ones. I've been reading books about leadership. The Operator by Robert O'Neill is a book by one of the Navy SEALs who was on the raid to capture and kill Osama bin Laden. And that was really great because what I'm getting is a look into what does it mean to be a leader and go all in and put the mission over the man. Some of these great lessons from these amazing warriors. Number 2, what purchase of $100 or less has most positively impacted your life in the last 6 months or recent memory? Like the readers love specific brands, models, where you found it, etc. So what's something under $100? I would say number 1, the thing that's under $100, it's $97 a month. It's ClickFunnels. It's where we host all of our online courses and landing pages. Many people say that, oh, that's really expensive. Yeah, compared to what, right? It's expensive compared to $1,500 in rent for your clinic? No. Is it expensive compared to a soy latte? Sure. But will that $97 generate you thousands of dollars a month? Yes, if you put in the work. So that's probably one of them. It's not a brand new purchase, but I think the biggest mistake a lot of people get into, especially in entrepreneurship, is struggling over these small costs like software costs or credit card processing costs. These are just costs of doing business. These aren't really expenses or costs. I would say the next one that's most positively impacted my life was the $20 I spent to go camping overnight with my daughter in our VW van. It's a memory that's going to last a lifetime. So that's the other one. 3, how is failure or apparent failure set you up for success later? Do you have a favorite failure of yours? Here's what I'll say about failure. Failure has always been part of the plan. And if you expect to do something great, expect to fail. You're never going to get through life without failing. But failure is only fatal if you stop trying. So get up, figure out what's the lesson I need to learn when something didn't work out, and make it better. And then failure will no longer be part of your vocabulary. An example of one is about a year ago, right in the beginning of the pandemic, I launched a program. It was a 5-day mentorship program. I was going to teach a whole bunch of things like podcasts, writing books, doing webinars, marketing, etc. It was $197, and we promoted it really hard, and I didn't get a single person to enroll. And I was like, well, whatever. I'm going to go take a vacation and just took the week off. About a month later, we just kind of tweaked the headline, took out a bunch of the content and made it more simple, created a little bit more specific timeline for it, and enrolled 97 people in the program. So what does failure set me up for success for? It means failure sets me up for success. So being willing to fail means that success is going to be available for me. Number 4, what advice would you give to smart-driven college student about entering PT school or the real world? What advice should they ignore? Okay, here's the advice for PT students or pre-PTs, anyone entering the real world. In air quotes, the real world doesn't exist. It's what you make it. So don't try to just do things because that's what you think you should be doing or other people think you should be doing. Do things that you love to do and figure out a way to make money doing what you love. And the way to do that is to solve really big problems for people. So don't worry if you're walking down like the campus and someone says to you, hey, Aaron, have you taken your resume to the resume drop? And you're like, well, what's a resume drop? That was my experience. There is something out there for you. It may not find you right away, but just keep going. I mean, and also be willing to change every 5 to 10 years. I mean, I knew this when I was in college. I said, if I'm doing the same thing 10 years from now, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. And I graduated college and I went and tried racing bikes I got to be a top amateur level. I never became a pro, but I got really close as my physiology would let me. And then I became a massage therapist. I did that for 8 years and then became a PT and did that for 8 years. And now I'm a business coach and a physical therapy business owner. So what's next? I don't know. We'll find out. That's the real world for you. Okay. The real world, exists in what you make it. Okay, what are bad recommendations you hear in your profession or area of expertise? Okay, the number one bad recommendation is because you're a PT student, you can't open your business, or you must have 5 years of experience as a physical therapist before you open a clinic. Now that's bullshit. It just is. No one should limit you based on their own fears. So, and you're going to hear this all the time, be willing to climb above the noise. Bad recommendations you hear in your profession or area of expertise are other people telling you can't. And it's as simple as that. What you have to do is figure out what do you want and find the people who have what you want and go learn how to get it from them or be around them, be near them, learn from them, be in the same room as them. So the worst recommendations are the ones where someone in a position of power tells you can't do it. You shouldn't do it, especially because of some arbitrary, in air quotes, timeline. I mean, they don't know. They make blanket statements about the capacity of physical therapists and physical therapy students and even pre-PTs based on their own experience, not your experience. Okay, number 6, when you feel overwhelmed or unfocused, or if you lost your focus temporarily, that happens all the time. I'll sit down to do something and be like, why am I sitting down here? What do? I go, what was I doing before? And then a squirrel runs through, I go squirrel, and then I'm on Mars. So what do I have to do? I have to take a deep breath. I have to plan my day. I need to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it. I have to create structure for myself. It's a little bit of the freedom paradox. There is a freedom paradox around being successful, where you can pretty much do anything you want. It gives you a little anxiety. You're like, well, I don't know what to do next. You just have to create structure and schedule things in. But when I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, it's like take a deep breath. If I'm feeling really, really, really overwhelmed, I'll go work out and exercise. But if I sit down to do something, I forgot what I was doing, and I lose my focus, I just go, well, that's normal. Okay, what was I supposed to be doing? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, what's the next thing that I'm going to do right now? And some of the best ideas come to me when I'm completely unfocused. So it's totally cool to be unfocused. But what you really have to do is figure out how do you get shit done and see things through. And that is where I have the ability to lock on a target and finish the task. Everything else kind of gets thrown to the wayside until that thing is done. And so it's more of a hyper-focus. When I'm focused and hyper-focused on getting something done, it gets done. And you only get paid for done. Number 7, what's an unusual habit or absurd thing that you love? Absurd thing that I love, unusual habit. That's interesting. Well, I love sea urchin sushi. I would call it absurd. I'd call it delicious. Most people would be like, ooh, that's kind of gross. It tastes like a beach explosion in your mouth. In the last 5 years, what new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life? Aha, this one's great. Waking up early and exercising, or waking up early and making my bed, depending on who wakes up first, But I wake up early and I go work out, and then I have breakfast, take the kids to school, and then go to work. Or I wake up in the winter, I'll wake up early, get some work done, take the kids to school, work out, go into the office. Creating a morning routine that's somewhat flexible, that allows me to get in my daily exercise, some meditation, and time with my kids. What's your most memorable moment from PT school? On my first clinical rotation, I saw 43 patients in one day. I was there till like 9:30 at night, maybe 10 o'clock, and I had an hour drive home. That was the day I decided I had to start a cash practice. That was the day that I realized that I wasn't going to get paid to be the physical therapist I expected to be, and that I was going to have to go start a practice. And when I told my CI that, probably later that week, he said, no one's going to pay more than their copay for physical therapy. And I was like, what? I was already charging $85 an hour as a massage therapist, working with people who were in pain, had injuries, already been to PT, chiropractic, acupuncture, surgery, and I was the one that was first person to help them, first person to touch them where they hurt. And I was like, people are going to pay me an extra $10 an hour because now I'm Dr. LeBauer. And it's true, they actually now pay me more than 2.5 times that amount because I'm Dr. LeBauer. Not just because I'm Dr. LeBauer, because of the way we market and sell physical therapy services in our clinic. That's number one most memorable moment. That was like the pivot moment. Number 10, what do you wish you would have done differently as a PT student? Not much. I think I pretty much did everything the way I wouldn't go back and change anything. If there was one extra thing that I would have done differently as a PT student, it probably, this was in like 2006, 2008, but I probably would have started selling products and services online. I was working as a massage therapist locally, but I had some lead magnets, but I wasn't selling any product or service online. And that's probably what if there was one thing that I would do differently, is go back and do that. Because once you get that formula right, you start generating passive income. And passive income is pretty amazing. It's not completely passive and it takes work, but once you get it set up and running for you and automated, like we do with our systems and software and the PT email engine and with our Platinum Mastermind members, it makes a huge world of a difference. Those are the top 10 questions. Gabby and Sarah, I hope you enjoy these and take the ones that you feel are the best, or take them all. If you're watching or listening, this has been great. I love getting questions like this. I would love to know from you. Please leave a comment below what was most helpful for you, or what was your number one insight. If you're listening on iTunes, just please let us know. Maybe take a screenshot, tag me at Aaron LeBauer, and tag Sarah and Gabby at GRADitude. I think it's GRADitude Podcast. I think it's at grad GRADitude. I believe that'll come up with theirs. And throw us out a little Instagram story and share your highlight, or share what you loved. We'll reshare you, and we'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating or review over on iTunes, and we'll see you on the next show. Thanks.